right, welcome back to Business AM. My name is Simbalaja Shalski again. We are at the tail end of the show, and that means sweet things. African moms will tell you the sweetest part of the cooking pot is the little tiny spots that are left after cooking that beef. Okay, so let's taste it. This morning, we're talking entrepreneurship, and we're looking at it from a very, very unique perspective. We're talking student entrepreneurship, and we're talking about fostering it through exposing student entrepreneurs to competitions, and at the end of the day, the prize money out of it. That's good. If you really look at the economy, there are a lot of companies and individuals who are actually trying to encourage entrepreneurship from the young people within the economy. And if you look at the top 4 agenda, then you're going to see that there is a deep focus on entrepreneurship in the country. This morning, I am joined by one individual. This is the first time I've done this, because I do know this is the first time I'm also learning about your company.
Okay.
I'm just going to let you introduce yourself this morning. Then after that, we get into the conversation, sir.
Cool. Thanks, Simba, and thanks for having me here.
Yes.
So my name is GUARAV DHANANI. I'm the CEO of Spinners and Spinners, is the company I run.
Yes.
Textile manufacturer based in Ruru. But I'm also an EO member, which EO stands for Entrepreneurs Organization, which is a global peer-to-peer learning network. Across the globe, we have 13,000 members.
Yes.
And in Kenya alone, we have 76 who are responsible for employing over 20,000 people in this country.
Yes.
My role in EO at the moment is as the GSEA chair. So GSEA stands for Global Student Entrepreneur Awards, and it's an annual competition, annual awards that we have, which has been running for the last 6 years.
Yes. Everybody would look at it and say, wow, interesting. There's a deep focus on students as well. And it's a good combination when somebody talks about entrepreneurs who are students actually. What is focus there for this competition? Why does it focus on students?
On students, well, first of all, the students are, our leaders of the future.
Yes.
They are going to be the change makers of the future.
Yes.
And as entrepreneurs that have been through, through sort of a journey ourselves.
Yes.
We wanted to empower those students to become those change makers.
Yes.
By providing that platform for them. So we can give them access to things that they might not get in the classroom, tools that they might not have access to, mentorship, and also learn from fellow students who are in the same position, as well as fellow entrepreneurs who've been through that journey as well.
Yes. When I'm looking at exactly, I was going through your company profile or the competition profile on exactly who needs to qualify to actually participate in the competition, and I want us to talk a little about that competition so people can know exactly how to enlist those ones who are students, isn't it? So now there's this focus therefore on interactions and learning. Do you think there's that lack of that exposure when it comes to the Kenyan economy, or just the economy as well, and especially when talking about the students? Do you think that is a lacking perspective when it comes to whatever it is that they're learning from their universities or colleges?
So first of all, to go back to who's eligible to apply.
Yes.
It will be full-time and part-time students who've been running an active business that's been running for at least 6 months.
Yes.
So the students are going through a juggle, right? They're balancing being a student as well as running a business, and that's a challenge itself.
Yes.
In terms of learning, there's things that you can learn in the classroom, very theoretical, and I think there's things that are more practical and associated with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Right. You never know what challenges are going to come your way, but you want to be best prepared for that.
Yes.
And sometimes you have the answers, and sometimes with people around you who are going through similar challenges, who have been through similar challenges, will also help you through those challenges too.
Yes. So when we're talking about this competition, and I know I'm going to speak to one of your beneficiaries who are actually on the program right now as we speak, there's this notion, or there's this thing that usually people say happens when it comes to entrepreneurs, is that at the end of the day, there's this money that everybody's talking about, the capital side of it. But then after that money is available, then you realize that we don't follow up to that money. So another prize award, I mean, which everybody will go for, that's good money for the student entrepreneurs.
Right.
Do you follow it up and say, well, we've given you this prize money, good, we believe in your enterprise, and I know that there are places that you could improve it, but now we're coming in to crisscross it together and then tell you exactly how you can therefore distribute this money to scale this up?
So, first of all, I believe we've got Henry Onyango, who's our 2018 winner.
Yes.
He's in the studio, and I think he'll be following me after this, and
Yes.
I'm sure he can address a lot. Also, apart from the money, what else he's got out of the competition and the
Yes.
scheme.
Mm-hmm.
But the money is actually probably the smallest part. I mean, that's
Interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Money is something that you can get access to,
Mm-hmm.
investors and things like that. But
Yes.
so things like mentorship, guidance, sharing of experiences, those are things that we find are very hard to come by.
Yes.
As an entrepreneur, joining EO itself as a network, I've got more out of it from just learning from others, sharing with others, and understanding kind of the experiences and their what other people have gone through
Yes.
has helped me overcome challenges in my own business as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope by providing that platform where we can share, we can learn, we'll provide the tools for those student entrepreneurs to grow their businesses
Yes.
to the vision they have as well. Yeah.
Interesting, isn't it? I keep on saying that you've moved from country to country when it comes to where these competitions are actually going to take place, and there's a massive collection of different entrepreneurs from different parts of the world. Is that intentional?
Yes, it's a global, I mean, EO is a global network,
Yes.
and GSEA is a global competition.
Yes.
So GSEA is now present in 55 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens also is we have the Kenya finals, which is on the 16th of November.
Yes.
The winner of the Kenya finals will go next year to Cape Town in April for the global competition.
Yes.
And a chance to win and be the global champion,
Mhm.
which is
It's a huge thing, isn't it? When you actually have, when you look at it. And do you think that the major benefits that some of these competitors therefore get to learn is that, well, I run a business by myself, but at the end of the day, I'm going to see exactly what other people are doing who might not be necessarily in my field, but when it comes to the business of doing the business, I will know exactly what rules that I need to follow to. Is that the end goal when it comes to this competition? Is that during this process, when you're competing and meeting other entrepreneurs, that the main purpose is that you're going to learn on exactly what it is that you need to do better, other than you being told, well, you can win, but at the end of the day, it's a learning process, isn't it?
completely right.
Yes.
So you're now connected to student entrepreneurs across different countries in the world.
Yes.
And what you quickly realize is that the challenges that you're going through, they're going through as well, right? So you're not alone as well, which
Yes.
is very powerful, because as an entrepreneur, sometimes you feel very alone, you don't know who to turn to. But now you have a network of peers who understand you, who are like-minded, and can share those same experiences that they've gone through. So you're in a much better place to tackle those challenges that are ahead of you.
Yes,
Right.
interesting. The last question I'm going to ask you this morning before we now cap this conversation by introducing Henry Onyango inside, so we can talk about the basics of this competition, is when you look especially at Kenya,
Right.
you know, they're the chair, and you're actually looking at these entrepreneurs and student entrepreneurs who are actually passionate about running their businesses and scaling them up to profitable levels. What do you think is the lacking aspect when it comes to youth and youth business within the Kenyan economy?
The lacking aspect, I mean, it's difficult because there's a lot of challenges that we have. For me, it's the community that you can have access to,
Yes.
you can learn from, share this, become a better entrepreneur yourself.
Yes.
And what is inevitable is there'll be challenges coming your way. But as an entrepreneur, it's up to you how you want to deal with them.
Yes.
The stronger you are, the more you've learned, the more the tenacity you've built,
Yes.
where you can be vulnerable and also have people who are like-minded that you can share those experiences with, put you in a much better position to overcome those challenges.
Interesting, isn't it?
Right. And when you say why students, is the students we've met in the last 5-6 years have really had incredible visions, and not from a profitability point, from making a mark, more from making a mark, from really making an impact in the communities that they've grown up in, they've been exposed to. A lot of their businesses have generated because of some of the struggles that they went through in their younger years or their families went through. Very, very powerful stories. And they are now have taken the bold step of going and trying to make a difference and change that for other people in the country. So it's very powerful. So it's not just about entrepreneurship as a money and profit. It's about really about making a mark, employing, solving real life problems that the country is facing. And the students of them, most of them have experienced them themselves. So they know, they're very aware of some of the problems, but they're doing something about it and trying to change that.
And that's exactly what the end product should be, isn't it?
Exactly.
All right, Mr. GUARAV, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
We take a short break. Once we come back, therefore, we shall be knowing what it takes to qualify, what the process is to qualify from 2018 OG GSEA competition winner, Henry ONYANGO, isn't it? We take that short break. Tiny one. Conversation still goes on. Welcome back. The break is done. All right. So I have to say this though. If you are a student and you are an entrepreneur, you need to listen to me. Okay. Take out your pens or take out your phones and note this down. Now the applications for the EO GSEA competition Kenya finals actually end on 15th of October 2019. I'm going to repeat. They end on 15th of October 2019. The Kenyan finals will be held on 16th of November 2019. Now, the global finals, therefore, should you proceed therefore from the Kenyan finals, you're going all the way to Cape Town to compete with global faces and global students for that prize money. Okay, log on right now, EOGSEA, all right? Get your details in. Look at the minimum qualifications, okay? Get that, log in, I tell you, good things are on the way, all right? Therefore, now I am joined actually by one of the beneficiaries of this competition. Let me say, the 2018 Kenya Finals winner, Henry ONYANGO, is in the studio. Henry, thank you very much for joining us in the studio this morning.
Thank you for having me.
A pleasure to have you, sir. I've been looking forward to talk to you since yesterday. Anyway, how is everything?
Everything is good.
Everything is good?
Yeah.
All right. And I'm asking how is everything. I want you to give me your basis on how you got into the competition, how the process was all the way to the 2018 finals.
So I'm Henry. I'm one of the co-founders of Rumeto Limited.
Yes.
So we applied in 2018. I think the first thing would be after you apply, you're pooled against about 70 applications.
Yes.
So they select the best 12 out of those 70 that go and pitch for the semi-finals. After you pitch for the semi-finals, they select another 3 that then go to pitch for the finals.
Interesting, Henry. Interesting how you really know this process. Wait, when you mention a pitch, the people really don't know the process of pitching. Let's go down on it, isn't it? What does it mean to pitch in a competition?
So basically pitching,
yes,
especially from GSEA perspective,
yes,
would mean you go in front of the judges. So they have a panel of judges.
Yes.
They're not really so much interested in the profitability of a business. what they want to understand is, as a student, how are you balancing your business and being a student. And,
Which was actually going to be my most profitable question this morning. But since you're there, let's get into it.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's a question of how do you balance these
Yes.
two, and then also where do you see your business going? What's the vision that you have for your business?
Yes.
And the biggest question for them is, what kind of impact or mark would you want to make?
We're talking about the social impact, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So what mark do you want to leave
Yes.
that goes beyond just you making money from your
Yes.
business? Yeah.
Good. So you went in, you applied, you were selected. Just tell me what really this competition therefore is exposed you to, other than being the 2018 finals winner. What has really exposed to? What have you learned that you just couldn't learn by just running your business the normal way?
I think the first short-term gain would be an opportunity to travel outside the country. So GSEA really handles all the expenses for you. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yes.
So I had an amazing opportunity to travel to different countries,
Yes.
to network and to learn, and to also meet other student entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So we went to Pakistan, we went to Macau, Taiwan, and it was really an amazing opportunity.
I like how you're smiling, Henry. That's good. And now, everybody, what really people want to hear, therefore, is that while you've traveled all these countries, you've met different entrepreneurs from different countries. When you look at what they're doing now, right? I'm talking about the entrepreneurial culture. Do you notice a difference? And what will you tell the Kenyan youth when it comes to sort of handling the businesses? What have you learned from meeting all these entrepreneurs?
I mean, the basis is all the same.
The basis is all the same?
Yeah, we want to solve a problem.
Yes.
And while doing that, we want to leave a mark.
Yes.
But I'd say the attitude and the mindset was definitely a huge discord or gap between how they think and how we think.
You gotta tell me that, Henry. I mean, that's the juicy part, man. That's the juicy part.
For me, that there was the big takeaway home, right? And
Yes.
we met students who were doing millions of dollars in revenue, right?
Think about it.
And GSEA has this term, it's called BAG, your big, hairy, audacious goal, right? So how big do you dream?
Yes.
And then take that big dream that you have and then dream bigger than that. And sometimes, your scope is only limited to what you can see. So, in Kenya, you're thinking probably you can't really grow or scale a business to that magnitude.
Yes.
And then you get to meet EO members who have done it, over and over again. And then you meet these students who are also on their way. And, you see that it's possible. Suddenly you have all these huge ambitions and huge belief that you too can actually
push it to that
Yes.
level, isn't it? So I want you to tell me now, this exposure and talking to all these entrepreneurs during this time, you interacted with them, you saw the mind gap in terms of exactly how it is they're pushing their enterprises. What has that done to your enterprise? Did you come back and rethink and say, wow, guys, it's possible, let's go to this direction?
I think the first thing was, definitely having that mind shift around, we can also do it.
Yes.
It's definitely possible for
Yes.
us to also get to those levels. But also just learning from them. What did they do differently? What can we learn, and take back to our country? How are they running their businesses? How are they setting their KPIs, for example?
Yes.
Key performance indexes. How are they ensuring that they stay true to that vision? And sometimes you learn best from somebody who's your peer, as opposed to an adult telling you this is the way, this is what you need to do.
And that's the main thing, isn't it?
So from your peers, it's much more accessible and it's much more believable and it seems attainable. So yeah, we really did, and even beyond the competition, we've still stayed in touch with all 54 students, and we still exchange ideas, and we still exchange challenges, and we still reach out to each other, just around, these are the challenges I'm going through, what do you think?
So what do you think should be the solution?
Yes,
Isn't it around it?
and they offer their insights
Yes.
and experiences. Sometimes what you're currently going through, they went through as well, and they already found a solution to it. And their insight could prove valuable. And also just getting a different perspective that is not narrowed down to, the barriers that we have in Kenya, for example.
Yes.
So somebody would give you an opinion that is based on their experiences.
On their experiences,
say
isn't it?
in the
Yes.
States, right?
Yes.
And that gives you sort of a different perspective of how
on
you
exactly
can
how you
approach.
can approach your challenge here.
Yeah.
So the last question for me is going to be that people like, actually the second last question, we could talk about this the whole day, man. But here's the thing, the last question that the second last question that I'm going to ask you this morning is that somebody is listening to you and then saying, and if you look at the way the economy is performing right now, I mean, Henry, you look at the NSC 20 share index, things are not good. If you look at the companies that are actually giving us profit warnings, if you look at the companies that failed to do their tax returns, things are not good. And so for the, as a student now, for someone who's in school right now, you have that mind therefore to settle and think about an enterprise that you can actually scale up so that by the time you're getting done with school, you pretty much don't have to walk into an office and look for work, isn't it? What would you tell that somebody therefore on how you're actually now able to balance your time in school and actually running a workable enterprise? How do you manage to do that? Is that skeleton that we can draw and say, this is exactly how you need to do it?
I think the first thing is how you prioritize your time and what really matters for you.
Yes.
So you need to identify for your particular business,
Yes.
what are the key metrics that you're looking for. Is it user adoption? Is it user growth? And then really just focus on that. So once you narrow down to what you prioritize and focus on, you sort of know what to do away with, and it gives you clarity around what you should do. And of course, you know, there's 24 hours in a day. If you sleep for 8 hours, you have 16 hours remaining. If you go to school for 8 hours, you have 8 hours remaining. Assuming you wasted 4 hours, you still have 4 hours to do something different, right? And 4 hours is enough for you to do 2 or 3 things that could really impact on your business. So what we look at is we try to prioritize our tasks around high impact tasks that are really easy to do, right? So it could be something as simple as just talking to 5 customers today. And you know, that has a high impact on your business. And it's really easy to do because the only thing you need to do is pick up your phone and call people.
Somebody and
and it's not easy as it sounds, right? But at the end of the day, it's also a question of what do you want to get out of it, right? And also trying to get people, and you know, even as a business as we are right now, we're not profitable. We can't hire people and keep them on salaries, right? So it's a question of how do you then form a team around your vision as opposed to the financial gain, right?
Pretty much.
And once you can sell that vision, you then delegate to these people and you also bring them to your level of performance. So you try to offload some of those tasks from yourself and you give it to other people. Yeah.
Henry, last question. Why would you encourage somebody to get into GSEA? GSEA?
I mean, on a typical day, right, even with the 76 EO members, I can guarantee you that you would walk into their offices every day for 365 days and probably get a meeting with them once, right? Through GSEA, you get access to all 76 and you can call them at any time and they would pick up, right? And people don't believe that, for example, I text GUARAV on WhatsApp and he actually replies.
He actually responds.
Yeah,
and that's the chairman you're texting.
Yeah, and people email him. I bet he gets more emails than he does my text, right? And he responds. And it's not just him. There are so many other people that you have access to that you could reach out to when things are getting difficult, right? And then there's also the cap side of, should your business get to a point that is investable, right? Suddenly you have 76 investors that you can approach, which, you know, is really powerful if you think about it.
It is a powerful thing because looking for an investor is another thing as well, isn't it?
And even the due diligence is then shortened because they've been with you throughout this entire journey.
They know the journey that you've been.
Exactly, and you've been having conversations. So it's a question of, this is the point I've gotten to, I need to scale. Could you help me with that scale? And, you know, they say that for every one network that you know, you raise it to the power of 23. So it's 76 members. Assuming each member has access to 23 other members that could be of help, suddenly that network is growing, right? And if they can't help you directly, they could definitely find somebody that would help you.
Interesting.
And additionally, you also get to meet these, you know, 54 amazing individuals that you can share that journey with. Yeah.
Henry, hope they're listening, man. We couldn't say it any better. I mean, how? I have no idea on how to go about it. Anyway, the website is there. I've told you the applications for the finals is on 15th October. That's the deadline. They get online, apply. You could stand a chance to talk like Henry as well. I mean, he speaks like a man out of a level action. Anyway, good morning. My name is Elijah Charles Kiege. That's exactly what we had prepared for you. But guess what? All these conversations here, you can actually get them online at Metropole Kenya. That's at Metropole TV Kenya on YouTube, Facebook as well, Twitter, hashtag BusinessAM. Let's get talking. If you want to get more information on this, we shall be there to respond to you, shan't we, like we do every little time. Just one, getting told I'll be coming at 11 and 12 and then 1 p.m. You know what that means for the news. Good morning.